All right, so we're going to take a look at Bryce Harper's swing here, and we're going to break it down into the 5 pieces of hitting that we talked about before: stance, stride, shift, his rotation to contact, and his extension through the ball. So you watch Bryce Harper, his stance, he's got the front heel off the ground, just kind of getting ready to load up weight inside the back leg and stride forward. What you're going to notice, his hands in a really good neutral position right around his shoulder height, bat's kind of steep, both eyes on the pitcher, knees flexed. All looks good. So as we start to move forward, he's going to raise his front knee up, straight up off the ground, his foot off the ground. I'd say, 6 inches, a foot or so. And as he raises it up, he's going to start to stride out. This is kind of a move a lot of hitters these days. There seem to be wanting to gain a little bit more from their stride. So he's striding forward. His hands are again in that kind of neutral position right around his shoulder height. What you're going to watch here is as he moves forward is watch how his hands raise up as his foot goes out. It's not that they're going back so much as they're raising up and his bat's starting to create more of an angle. So by the time he lands, you can watch his back knee. His back knee actually starts to get action before, you watch as we go back here, his back knee actually starts to get action going forward before his front foot even gets down. So you kind of watch his back knee start to move forward as his front foot's coming down. He gets a lot of lower body action in his swing. So you watch his front heel strike. There's kind of his shift. So you watch that back knee start to move in. He's off the back heel here. Look at how high his hands are as his front heel strikes. His hands are way up at his shoulder, above his shoulder. So as you watch, even here, now we really see that shift. But look at his hand position. He's got his chin right up against his front shoulder. Front shoulder's tucked in. His chest is facing towards home plate. His lower body's starting to turn, but his upper body's kind of hanging on and waiting. So he gets that right by this point right there, right here. He has full lower body rotation, but his hands are just below shoulder height. So he has a tremendous amount of torque and energy created. His lower body turned. His upper body's still holding on. Now he's going to start to flatten out that bat, so he's quick to the ball. Starts off kind of steep to the ball and then flattens out to the point where, like right around here, his bat's completely flat. The barrel's pointing straight back to the catcher, and the ball you can start to see come into the frame, and it's, in a matter of milliseconds that bat gets to the contact point from here to here. Now look at him with his back foot fully off the ground. Now this isn't true of all hitters, but at least that high. But a lot of good pro hitters are getting that weight, and they're driving that weight aggressively inside the middle of their body, inside that front leg. So you can see the front leg is really posting up, and now he's starting to rotate into the ball with that top side. And as he gets to the contact point, he's got that palm up position of his top hand. Back foot's off the ground for him. He's really driving into that leg. All of his weight is driving into that ball. But he's posting here, and he's basically a straight line right down the middle of his body, through the center of his feet. And then he gets that extension, still staying palm up as his arm straightens out, still staying palm up. And then he's going to start to roll it over. At that point, the ball is well off the bat. And then he gets his finish. And you look at his balance with his head right between his feet in a good position. So that's Bryce Harper, and there's a little breakdown of his swing.